Today we're going to work out how much it costs to work with a VA, specifically in the Philippines. Now I am going to reveal a couple of gotchas that are quite expensive, so I highly recommend you stick around to the end. For more videos on hiring offshore staff, documenting amazing systems and processes, and learning how to manage your teams like a boss, just hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, and you'll get first peek at our tips and tricks videos released each Thursday. First up, almost all of my outsourcing experience has been from the Philippines, so all of the details and numbers I give you will be based on Filipino law. So let's get the big question out of the way up front. A VA based in the Philippines working from home will set you back from as little as 18,000 pesos per month, which equates to around $2 or $3 Australian per hour. But that's just the beginning of the story. There's a whole bunch of other costs that kick in from there. But first, let's get past the elephant sitting in the room. When you hire someone for that sort of money, are you ripping them off or are you paying them slave wages? So firstly, the minimum wage as determined by the Filipino government is around $2,000 per year, which equates to a ridiculously low $1 per hour. And that's assuming your staff member is in a built-up area like Manila or Clark. In the outlying areas, the minimum wage for a non-agricultural role can be as low as 60 cents per hour US. So a wage of 18,000 pesos for someone who's living in Manila and working from home is more than double the minimum wage. Now let's not pretend that people are getting rich off that wage, but they're not getting ripped off either. And don't forget, that 18,000 pesos isn't real anyway. There are quite a few add-ons that will increase the price a fair bit. The first gotcha that gets everyone is the 13th month. In addition to holiday pay and sick pay, which we'll talk about later, the Filipino government has mandated that each employee should get an annual payout of, you guessed it, 1 extra month's pay. And that's called the 13th month. Holiday pay and sick leave. Filipino law mandates at least 5 paid days of leave per year, and these can be used for sick days or holiday. In practice though, you'll want to give at least 5 days for both, so factor in approximately 10 days of paid leave per year. This doesn't cost you any extra money, but you will want to factor it into your plans and make sure you discuss entitlements and protocols around leave when you first hire your VA. Voluntary contributions such as PhilHealth, SSS, and IPIG BAG. I'm going to cover taxes in a separate video because they can be a little bit tricky. In short though, they're similar to PAYG in the US, Australia and the UK, and they won't cost you any extra money. What you will need to pay, however, are contributions to the government called PhilHealth, SSS and IPIG BAG. In short, PhilHealth covers basic medical costs for your staff, SSS is like a pension fund for old age and retirement, and IPIG BAG is a sort of government subsidized loan facility that allows those who otherwise couldn't afford it to buy education or even a home. In theory, you can deduct some of these expenses from the salary you pay, and they're in fact known as voluntary contributions. But due to low wages, most private employers opt to add these onto the bill, and you should allow around 2,000 pesos per month. If you choose to be awesome and also pay HMO or private health insurance, expect to add another 1,000 pesos to the bill each month. Often though, this will cover not just the staff member but also their family, and it is well worth considering. And now for my favourite, public holidays. The Philippines has a stonking number of public holidays each year with an equally impressive list of regulations that control them. First, you have regular holidays, and these are just like public holidays in the US, Australia, or UK. If you want your VA to work on that day, you'll need to pay double time, so an extra 100% on the wage. If they work overtime, that tacks an extra 30% onto the bill. There are 12 of these regular holidays per year. So far, so good, but strap yourself in, things are about to get a little bumpy. Next, we have what are called special non-working holidays. And these are kind of like mini public holidays. There are 9 of these each year, and they bump up the daily rate by 30%. Moving on, we have what are called special working holidays. Now, these bad boys don't cost any extra, and you don't have to pay your VA if they don't work. However, you should expect requests for time off because often family gatherings will occur on these days. Now, there are 18 of these special working holidays, bringing the total number of public holidays up to an impressive 39 days. But wait, there's more. The Philippines is a largely Catholic country with many patron saints, and each of the local areas has public holidays that are dedicated to these patron saints, and they might be working or non-working, and you should expect your staff members to inquire about not working on those days. There are approximately 90 of these local holidays, of which you should expect roughly 10 to fall inside your area. So that brings the conservative total number of public holidays you'll need to be aware of up to a truly impressive 50 days per year. Yummy. In fairness, most Filipinos are aware that this is a really large number of public holidays, and they find the reactions of their foreign employers quite amusing. I know my management team think the whole thing is quite hilarious. But public holidays are no joke, and I speak from experience. If you expect your VA to work all of the business days in your country, you should expect your employment costs to increase by roughly 1 month or just under 8% per year. The grand total. Okay, so let's tally all that up. First off, you started with 18,000 pesos. Then we're going to whack on another 1,500 pesos per month to pay for the 13th month. Then we're going to put on another 1,500 pesos to pay for public holidays. On top of that, we're going to add roughly 2,000 pesos per month for voluntary contributions, PhilHealth, SSS, and IPIG back. If you choose to pay for HMO or private health insurance, which I sincerely hope you consider, that's going to whack another 1,000 pesos per month onto the bill. So this all comes to a grand total of roughly 24,000 pesos per month, which equates to roughly $3 or $4 per hour. That's an increase of roughly 33% on our original amount of 18,000 pesos. All of this assumes, of course, that you are working privately with your VA, so you may have some other on-costs as well, such as internet connection. If you decide not to go private and you go with an already established contact center, you should expect to pay roughly 50,000 pesos per month or just under $1,000, but you won't have to worry about anything else because all of the on-costs are normally included in the fees. Expect to pay a higher base rate for specialist positions, such as a web or graphic designer, an article writer, or bookkeepers and accountants. In any case, the 33% extra will still apply. Recruitment is a lot easier when you've got all your ducks in a row by following a video such as this one. But there's still a bunch of gotchas you want to look out for, and a ton of details you do not want to get wrong. For a step-by-step guide on exactly what to do, head on over to Outsource Academy and download our comprehensive recruitment guide, which will show you step-by-step exactly what you need to do to hire the perfect team member. It's the same checklist we use with all of our clients in our 200-seat contact center in the Philippines, and when implemented fully, almost guarantees you'll find the perfect candidate. The link to our comprehensive recruitment guide is in the description below this video. And that's it. You now have a pretty comprehensive view on exactly what it costs to hire a VA in the Philippines. That said, if I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.